Hello everybody and welcome to Nathan on Shuffle and to my latest episode here. This is just a special short episode that I wanted to do just to kick off the new year. This is basically my Prog Preview 2023 show where I talk about what you can expect from my channel over the course of the next year and some upcoming releases that I'm excited about that will most likely be featured on the channel, some predictions and just looking forward into the future to see what we've got this year. And I'd love to hear you guys in the comments and what you are expecting this year in Prog and what you're excited about. Maybe some new releases upcoming that I'm not aware of, or some concerts that you're planning to attend. All of that stuff would be really fun to hear about. So first I want to open with what you can expect on the channel this year, and it's much of the same of what you've come to expect from the channel. Basically, I plan to have a schedule of 4 set shows that come out basically on the same days each week. So on Tuesdays, you're going to have New Album Spotlight, where I'm going to review a new album each week. I'm trying to commit to being able to review more albums because that's important to me. And I'm getting rid of those new music shuffle shows that I tend to do, where I do a lot of new releases all in one video. I want to give each album its own space and its own review because I think that will shine more light upon some of these more obscure releases that get buried in those new music shuffle shows. And these reviews might be short. They might be, under 5 minutes. Or if it's a more notable, bigger album in the prog world, it might veer closer to 10 to 15 minutes. It depends on the album, what I have to say about it. But I want to do a spotlight every week of a new album to recommend to you guys in the prog world or related, somewhere in that space. So, because that's part of the goal of the channel, is I want to introduce people to new great prog music. So that's my Tuesday show. Used to be Top 5 was on Tuesdays, but I'm moving that. Now the new album spotlights will be on Tuesdays, and Top 5 will be our Thursday show that we'll have every Thursday. I'll do a Top 5 and some topic that my wife comes up with. And that's been going really well this past year, so I plan to just continue to do the top 5s, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Friday is still my New Music Weekly show that I'm going to continue forward, where I give you guys the most important headlines in the prog world and give you guys some new singles to check out. I love doing that show. It's more of a casual, laid-back affair show I can put out fairly quickly and just get you guys informed on all of the things that are happening in Prog. So that will continue on Fridays or Saturdays, depending on my schedule. More often than not, it'll be Fridays, but some days I work Fridays and I have Saturday off instead. It shifts on my schedule, but most of the time Fridays and occasionally on a Saturday. And then Sunday will remain Prog Song Sunday with Jana, where we react and listen to a prog song, both modern and old school prog. So that won't change. We'll continue doing that, and we're having a lot of fun doing that show together. So, and then there'll be random bonus episodes that pop up here and there, but those are the set 4 shows. Probably are going to continue doing our classic albums, me and Jana. Those will just come out randomly. I might resume some album ranking. I don't have any in the works at the moment. I'm taking a little bit of a break from the big album ranking shows, but those might come back later in the year, depending on my schedule and what I feel open to. But you can expect those 4 shows each and every week, in barring some crazy scheduling stuff where I just can't get around to it. But more often than not, those shows will come out every week. These first 2 weeks of January, I'm releasing this show the first week of January, but these first 2 weeks of January are going to be a little bit of a slow start into the year, taking some time off a little bit, especially with my wife. Her birthday is in early January, and so I'm trying to spend some time with her, and so we might not get back into the normal swing of things till a little bit about mid-January. I believe New Music Friday should return, New Music Weekly rather, should return on January 13th, should be the next New Music Weekly show, and then it should just resume from there. And the next typical Prog Song Sunday with Jana should be that following Sunday on the 15th, and then I'll do my first album review of the year on the 17th of January, and then top 5 on the 19th, and it should just roll out from there. So that's basically the schedule at this point. So on January 13th, things should start resuming that normal schedule. So just wanted to keep you guys apprised of that. It's not a very long hiatus. I plan to put this video out on January 3rd, I believe. And so a little bit of an extended break between the 3rd and the 13th. There might be one special video around Jana's birthday that we're doing together. But besides that, there might not be a lot of content just for those 2 weeks, just to prepare you, because I know sometimes people get into a routine and schedule with the YouTube channels and what comes out. But after that, things should really resume to a good pace. And so some albums that are coming out that I wanted to mention that I'll most likely be covering in some of these early new album spotlights that I'm doing. The new Riverside album, ID Entity, is coming out on January 20th. That'll probably be my first review on the 17th. Really looking forward to talking about that one. A really strong album that I've been already listening to, and I'm really excited to talk about. Damanek, Making Shore, is coming out, more of an obscure, jazzier type prog band that's coming out on January 13th. Catatonia, Sky Void of Stars, is coming out also January 20th. The Tangent is coming out with a live package, Pyramid Stars and Other Stories, live recordings on January 27th, so that should be really cool to see somewhat of a compilation of their live stuff. In February, we've got the Winery Dogs' third release, which features Mike Portnoy, of course, on the drums. So that should be a cool release. More of a hard rock trio rather than prog, but I may cover it also since Mike Portnoy's dipping his toes in so many prog projects also. And it's just really fun, cool music. E-Molecule, a new band featuring some of the members from the old Sound of Contact band. Simon Collins, I believe, is a part of this. Their debut album, The Architect, comes out February 10th. So that could be a cool one to cover. Clone is coming out with their album Meanwhile on February 10th also. I believe they're a French band, more in the modern alternative style vein. Transatlantic is coming out with a live set, live in Olympia, The Final Flight. So that'll come out February 17th. Crossing my fingers that it's not really the final gasp of Transatlantic, that they'll have more releases, maybe a reunion in several years' time or something. But for now, this is going to be one of their last releases. I believe they're also going to release a Morsefest Blu-ray or something like that in a few months' time after this. So it's not technically the last release from Transatlantic, but it's could be close to one of the last releases from them. Rick Wakeman is coming out with a solo album, A Gallery of the Imagination, on February 24th. And then, of course, we get Haken and their album Fauna coming out March 3rd, which will definitely be covered here on this channel. Beyond that, there's some bands that are coming out with releases, but there's no set release date as of yet. But I believe these are pretty fair guesses that these will come out at some point in this year. A new Jethro Tull album has been promised for the spring in 2023. The Deer Hunters' next album, Sunya, set in the same world as Antimai, should be coming out in the spring of 2023. Steven Wilson has been teasing a new solo album called The Harmony Codex that should come out sometime in 2023. Peter Gabriel may come out with a solo album. He's going on a tour that features some new music from this upcoming solo album, but no release date as of yet. I believe it's going to be called I.O. More lesser-known bands, I Am the Manic Whale is coming out with a fourth album this year. Southern Empire should be coming out with an album, Another World. It was promised in the last year, I believe, but it just never came to fruition. But hopefully we get it this year, as well as a new Unitopia album, Seven Chambers. I believe there's also a United Progressive Fraternity in the works as well. I feel like these are all circling the same musicians and have a similar vibe. So those are all hopefully coming out. A lot of activity there. More on Police are working on a double album called Pachinko, hopefully to come this year. Echolin has been working slowly on a project that I'm hopeful will come out this year. I keep crossing my fingers for Moon Safari to come out with something this year. It sounds like they're heavily into the process and have mixed a few tracks from their upcoming album. Hopefully, probably a Himmelback in Volume 2, because their prior album before this is Himmelback in Volume 1, so that will probably come out. I believe Fido is working on new material that should be coming out in 2023, probably later in the year, more in the fall time, but he released a track from an upcoming project, so that should be fun. So those are the main things that are on my radar. Let me know in the comments if there's other projects, other bands that are likely to release albums this year. So it should be a good year for the channel. I'm excited to cover a lot of these releases, and there'll probably be a lot more coming down the pipeline by a lot of our big notable bands. In terms of upcoming concerts, I don't really have any on the schedule as of yet. I'm a little bit hesitant to do a lot of concerts lately, as I've talked about on the channel, so nothing in concrete, but I'm sure my dad will want to go to something this year, so we'll see what pops up on our radar. I know Haken are doing a North American tour that could be fun to attend, and I'm sure a lot of other bands. I think Riverside is also doing some dates in North America, so definitely some stuff out there to attend, but just nothing on the immediate horizon as of yet. And yeah, so those are basically the thoughts I had about this year and what you might be expecting. So thank you guys for joining me for this short video. Hopefully you had fun, and hopefully you'll continue with my channel throughout this year. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I always want to put the plug in for subscribing. It helps my channel to see the subscribers grow, helps me know that what I'm doing is being appreciated and that I have an audience here. I'm really appreciative of the people who've subscribed and who regularly check out my videos and comment and do all the things. It just really helps me and gives me a lot of confidence and has made this such a fun experience. So I'm hopeful for a great year. It's going to be a fun year for the channel, and I'm just trying to get better and better at doing these videos and talking more freely and getting more comfortable, and I think it's working. A lot of Prog collaborative videos should be coming this year as well. I'm part of a big roundtable discussion that does videos fairly regularly. Each quarter we'll probably get together to talk about the newest releases and then also talk about various topics throughout the year also. So look out for those collaborative videos also coming out. There should be one hopefully in the next week or two talking about some of the last quarter releases from 2022. So thank you guys for joining me and for watching these videos. You're all much appreciated. It wouldn't be the channel it is without your guys' support and your constant comments and involvement in this community. So thank you guys, and keep enjoying the music well into 2023. Bye!